Ethan and I are so anxious to meet your boyfriend, Theresa.
Gwen, right now I think the only thing Theresa is concerned about is whether or not the man killed on New Year's Eve was her father. I hope for your sake, Theresa, he's not.
So am I. And for my mother's sake.
Of course, and so am I. And I'm sure your boyfriend is hoping the same thing.
Gwen, I'm gonna get us a cup of coffee. Would you like one, Theresa?
No, thank you.
I'll be right back.
I have to go too.
Just a minute, Theresa. Don't rush off. I mean, we have so much to talk about. Say again, Theresa, how very sorry I am for your loss.
Thank you. But I really
can't imagine what it must be like to lose one's father. I hope you haven't had to deal with this hard, trying time by yourself.
No. I have my family, and we're very close. We comfort each other.
That's wonderful. Still, it must be a comfort in knowing that you have someone outside your family who you can turn to for support.
Yeah. Whitney's been a great friend through all of this.
Yeah, I meant your boyfriend. I mean, surely he's been there for you during this terrible ordeal. To hold you, comfort you.
Something awful has happened. There's been a mix-up with your father's body.
What kind of mix-up?
Well, we can't bury him. His body has been released for cremation.
Yes. He has held me and reassured me. I don't know what I would do without him.
Sounds very noble and caring.
He's just like that.
Gosh, kind and caring, trusting, perhaps even a little naive as to people's own agendas. Theresa, your boyfriend sounds so familiar, just like someone I know.
Gwen, coffee?
Thank you, darling.
Why don't we sit down? I'm sure Theresa has a lot on her mind. We don't want to keep her.
Excuse me. Thank you.
What the hell was that all about?
Jerk.
I can't believe it. Who? When?
What happened now?
She knows how upset I am, but she doesn't care.
What happened?
Just now, when Ethan went to get the coffee, she was trying to find all about my boyfriend, but in the meanest way. Asking me how I was, saying how sorry she was for my loss, but all the time, all she wanted to find out was about my boyfriend. Saying he must have been a comfort for me and how kind and noble and caring he was. She was describing Ethan and she wanted me to admit it.
I told you she wouldn't let go of this, Theresa. She's out to prove that you're in love with Ethan.
She was actually using my father's funeral as a way to force me to produce my boyfriend for her, saying that she was sure that he was going to be at the funeral and that they'd finally get to meet him. She was talking about my father's funeral like it was some sort of country club dance. What an unfeeling bitch.
Theresa.
Well, she is, Whitney. Admit it.
Well, I admit her timing isn't good, and it isn't exactly nice of her.
Not exactly nice. It's mean.
Okay, mean. But what would you do in her shoes? She thinks you're trying to steal the man that she loves. Would you do it any differently?
I would never be that cold or hard-hearted, Whitney.
Theresa, think about what you've done to try to get Ethan. Imagine what you'd do to hold on to him once you've had him already.
The way she behaved is wrong.
Maybe, but she's right. You don't have a boyfriend, and you are after hers.
It is time I turn the tables on that phony blonde Whitney and put her in her place.
I'm warning you, Theresa, do not push Gwen any further, okay? I get the feeling she can play rough.
She asked for this, Whitney. She had no right to be so mean to me.
Look, I agree, but you're asking for trouble.
I can handle her. In fact, I know just the way. How? Gwen wants to meet my boyfriend? Fine. I'll let her.
How? He doesn't exist. How in the world are you gonna produce a boyfriend that doesn't exist?
I can't.
Now I'm really confused.
I won't have to produce a boyfriend.
But Gwen over there is
Do you
gonna...
have your cell phone on you?
Yeah,
Can I use it?
sure.
Thank you.
Who are you calling?
Nobody. I just want Gwen to think that I'm calling someone.
What is going on?
Okay. I am so sure that if Luis and Mama take a closer look at the man who was killed, that they'll realize that it wasn't my father, so there won't be a funeral. And if there's no funeral, I won't have to produce a boyfriend. So, I'm safe.
But Gwen is still gonna want to meet him sometime.
I'll just keep putting her off.
I hope you know what you're doing, Theresa.
I do. I am trying to stop Ethan from making a huge mistake by marrying Gwen. She is a horrible person, and she doesn't deserve him. The things that happened between me and Ethan, they were just accidents. But her behavior towards me, after I found out that a man who could be my father was killed, was deliberate. No one should be that mean and that cruel to another person. I don't care how you feel about them.
You know, you're right. I have something I have to do, okay?
You go for it. Thanks for the phone.
And I hope you know what you're doing.
I do. Hey,
Theresa.
I just called my boyfriend.
Really? You spoke to him?
Yeah, and he said of course he will be with me at my father's funeral. He can't wait to meet you, Gwen.
Really?
Yeah. I told him all about you, and he said he wanted me to tell you thank you for being so caring and sensitive to me during this difficult time.
Hopefully the man who died wasn't your father, and there won't be a funeral.
And in that case, we'll all go out to dinner to celebrate.
Sharon, did you make it to the crematorium in time?
Yes. I have some bad news, Theresa. Your mother checked the body, and the scar was definitely there. The man that died is definitely your father.
Papa's dead? Papa's dead.
I'm so sorry, Theresa.
Is there anything that we can do?
I just want to be alone.
Ethan, I have to go to the office and get some papers.
Hey, I'll go with you.
No, sweetie, that's okay. I have a lot of work to do. Theresa, wait. I'm so sorry about your father. I really am. I'm sure your boyfriend will be a great comfort to you now. We'll see you both at the funeral. I'm very anxious to meet him.